She is the #1 player in the world. She has had a fabulous season by any metric, but Aryna Sabalenka was missing something. No slam titles this year. That is no longer the case. After near misses in the year's first 3 majors, Sabalenka finally puts it together in the bell lap of the season as she secures her 2nd U.S. Open title. With that, we say good evening and welcome once again to Flushing Meadows and to Tennis Channel Live at the U.S. Open. So glad you're with us for our hour-long post-game coverage. And thank you. With the legend, Martina Navratilova, the U.S. Open champion, Lindsay Davenport, Chanda Rubin, I'm Brett Haber. What a final we just witnessed. And Lindsay, for someone like Sabalenka, who plays with such immense power and often with such tremendous risk, what a clean performance she put together tonight.
What a clutch performance from Sabalenka, but also how she managed the occasion. Brett, we saw her crack at the first 2 majors of the year, finals of Roland Garros against Coco Gauff, finals of the Australian against Madison Keys, and she was just rock solid emotionally. Tonight, she needed to be against a partisan crowd. And Martina, she played such disciplined tennis.
She did. She had to. She backed away about 3 feet from where she normally hits the ball in the rallies in this tournament. Had to give herself extra time because Anisimova was hitting such a big ball. But she played more defensive tennis than we're used to seeing her. But she won the battle. She played more solid and played great under pressure. Just great.
This was a battle of 2 power brokers in women's tennis, and it was Sabalenka, it seemed like, who made the little adjustments in this match.
I called it strategic Sabalenka, and we don't often say that. We think of her as just a power broker, but she started midway through that first set. She started massaging the ball, going more for placement. You mentioned how far back she dropped behind the baseline, Martina, and all of that was to give herself more time to force Anisimova maybe into a few more errors. And she got just that. And on her side of the court, Sabalenka was very clean, and that was a huge advantage down the stretch in the first.
Let me ask this question to the champion on my far left. She's had a great season, Sabalenka, even before this. But when you're in the rare air that you occupy, that she occupies, can it truly be a great season if you don't have a Grand Slam title? And she didn't have one until this moment.
Not anymore. For me, the year was Wimbledon, the U.S. Open, and finishing #1. Those were the top 3 goals. And for Sabalenka to have been in 2 finals and the semifinal at Wimbledon and not having won, that would have stung if she didn't win today. So that was a lot of pressure on her.
Martina won majors every year, probably of your career. I had one where I was ranked #1 and did not have a Grand Slam title, and it is not a great feeling. So for Sabalenka, whose goal was to win more majors, to try and get to #4, try and get to #5, this was a pressure match for her. She was so disappointed leaving the grounds of the other 3 majors. A lot of credit to her being able to emotionally withstand that pressure.
And when you think about the close calls that she had in Australia against Madison Keys, in Paris against Coco Gauff, when she was up a set in 5-3 and then served for it at 5-4 and got broken, Chanda, I think everybody in the building was like, oh, wait a minute, is this happening again?
I think everybody was holding their collective breaths. And, you know, at that point, the crowd had gotten so much behind Anisimova every time she made even the smallest move forward. And so Sabalenka had to contend with all of that. She had been so close before. I think that's why it was so important for her to not lose it mentally and emotionally. She locked down and she did just what she needed to do down the stretch to manage her emotions.
So we spare a thought also for Amanda Anisimova here. Obviously, it hurts to lose 2 of these finals. Maybe when the dust settles, she'll have some time to think about what an amazing summer she's had.
We had 2 of the best emotional comebacks ever this year, with Jannik Sinner having all those match points at Roland Garros and just calmly then rebounding to win Wimbledon. How about Anisimova? Didn't win a game in that Wimbledon final and able to then make a run here, beating the player she didn't win a game against in the quarters, rebounding in the semis in a match she was down in, and in the final, another Grand Slam. She's going to leave here ranked 4 in the world.
Amazing.
She's never played better tennis. I thought, Martina, she looked maybe a little emotionally fried today.
I think she had so many dragons to slay. I mean, that Wimbledon final, she would have been better off maybe not having been in the final. But by beating Swiatek, I think she got rid of that one. And then she needed to play well in the finals when she got here. And she played much better tennis from the get-go. Little up and down, but overall, you know, she should be so proud. Take all the good stuff from herself. And if somebody told her she would be in the 2 finals and finish year #4, she'd be going, yes!
Yeah,
so she needs to think about that.
I mean, she showed so much this U.S. Open, and we saw it at Wimbledon. We saw how well that Amanda Anisimova can hit the ball, but it's about more than just hitting the ball. You get to these moments, you get to another final the way she did. It was emotional the way she got through Iga Swiatek, and even that match against Naomi Osaka, that was another emotional match where she found a way to pull things back together when she was about to lose it, and she found a way to play some of her best tennis when it mattered most. So not easy to come back in this final against Sabalenka the way she plays. I thought maybe she did get a little bit tired, or maybe just the mental and emotional part of it, Lindsay. We were talking about it during the match, but that second set, the way she got it into the tiebreak, she was right there. And if Sabalenka had cracked at all, I think she would have had an incredible chance to win her first major. So there's a lot of positives that Amanda Anisimova can take from this.
But let's remember from 10,000 feet that 2 years ago, Amanda Anisimova was out of the sport entirely. To come back 2 years later, make 2 slam finals, get to 4 in the world, she's got a lot to be proud of. Of course, the social media world has begun to react to this final. How about a tweet from the Rockhampton Rocket, Rod Laver, offering his congratulations?
Rocket was watching, and he knows how hard it is to win here, and it's very special to get a tweet from the greatest.
1962 and 1969 U.S. Well, I guess one was a U.S. Open, the other was a U.S. Championship, and he also offered commiserations for Amanda and said, keep fighting. It's a pretty special moment for Sabalenka to redeem a season that may have been left in frustration had she not kick-saved it here today.